Welcome back to Melody Ever After. Today I wanted to do a video for all of my Marvel, MCU, and Guardians of the Galaxy fans out there. All 15 of you, probably. I'm going to give you my unsolicited review on the one thing that you guys should do before you die. Put this on your bucket list if you're an MCU fan. You're not going to want to miss it. Today I'm going to be giving you my honest thoughts and opinions on my experience with Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. That is a long name. Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, TM probably, is an indoor roller coaster experience at Epcot, which is a sub-park of Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando, Florida. I previously mentioned that this should go on your bucket list if you are a huge MCU or Guardians of the Galaxy fan. There are actually 4 reasons for that. Backwards launch, cool playlist, spinning roller coaster cars, and Terry Crews. Because who doesn't love Terry Crews? My family and I recently went to Walt Disney World. Me, my mom, my stepsister, my stepbrother. Shout out to my stepdad, Steven, who paid for almost all my meals. I'm a broke college student. I know my mom makes you watch these videos. You the man, Steven. You're the man, Steve. Anyway, and for Walt Disney World being as expensive as it is, I just want to say that the place we stayed at was completely fishy. Like, this place was like, when I say it was fishy, it was like really fishy. We gotta talk about that. What's going on with that, Disney World? Why do you have such a fishy hotel? We were staying at Art of Animation in the Nemo section. Our extremely fishy resort was directly connected to the Walt Disney World Skyliner, which provided us direct flights to Epcot, which is great because Epcot is the home of the coolest ride in the parks, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Mom was the real trooper of this story because she was the one who agreed to get on this contraption with me because I didn't really want to ride it alone, not because I'm scared of roller coasters, because it's no fun riding roller coasters alone. All I knew is that it was a indoor roller coaster. It took place in the same building where Ellen's Energy Adventure used to be. Sorry if we have any Ellen fans out there who would rather do a strange journey through time involving Jeopardy and Ellen DeGeneres. Even the diehards can acknowledge that Ellen's Energy Adventure just wasn't nearly as spectacular as the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. All I knew about the ride is that it had a soundtrack. Every single ride has a different song that is set in time to the roller coaster's tempo. Secondly, it has a backwards launch. That's all I was told about this ride. When they say backwards launch, they mean backwards launch. My lord! This photo did me no favors. We go into the building and I'm immediately blown away. Disney is always great to have super interactive, super immersive queues, so I really wasn't expecting too much. I thought this was going to be something similar to Rise of the Resistance, where yes, it is a really crazy interactive queue, but I really did feel like I was stepping into a Marvel movie. And this queue does not get half the credit it deserves. Something like Galaxy's Edge Rise of the Resistance is very, very hyped up because it puts you into the story. And that was one thing they didn't actually really tell me about Cosmic Rewind, is that you get put into the story. From the projections on the walls, the interactive shows playing in the queue as you wind around this big waiting area, and the projections of planets on the ceiling. It was pretty awesome. We go into the pre-show before the ride, and I love that Terry Crews was there. Why was Terry Crews there? I couldn't tell you. I mean, maybe there is a more seasoned Marvel fan than me who knows why Terry Crews is the host of this ride, but I love it. If Terry Crews is in it, I'm down. I'm there. But the production quality was amazing. When I tell you that I really did feel like I was in a Marvel movie, I really did feel like I was in a Marvel movie. I know that usually this is not the case. Terry Crews did tell me to stop recording, but also the cast members were kind of discouraging everyone from using their phone cameras and, blocking everyone's view. So I did put my phone down for the remainder of the ride. I'm gonna fill you guys in completely, as fully and totally as I can. The walls rose up. When they rose up, it revealed we were in a much bigger area than we actually thought we were. If you have megalophobia, I think is what it's called, a fear of very, very large objects, this is gonna be crazy for you.
I felt felt so tiny in this waiting area.
And they escorted you into the actual loading dock where everyone's getting on the ride vehicles, and it really felt like I was so small. Like there was alien technology, animatronics, and robotic pieces to make you feel like you were in this alien spaceship. It was crazy. It is probably one of the most well-designed sets on a queue I have ever seen. I know that it's not nearly as crazy as some people would consider Rise of the Resistance to be, but in my opinion, because how smoothly it runs, there's not a lot of breakdowns, there's a very quick loading time. This was the most well-designed loading area, most well-designed queue I've ever been in. I like that it was to the point. Like I said before, there are several different songs that you can get on the ride. The playlist includes Everybody Wants to Rule the World, I Ran, Roller Coaster of Love, Earth, Wind and Fire's September, and One Way or Another by Blondie. Lots of different songs like that. Everybody wants Tears for Fears, Everybody Wants to Rule the World. I don't really know why, it's kind of slow. Yes, I know that song is a banger, but I don't really get it. We got One Way or Another by Blondie. I'm a huge Blondie fan, I love that. They tell you about the backwards launch. They tell you that when you go through the ride, the quick launch, once you get past the loading zone, is going to be backwards, which a lot of rides in Walt Disney World go backwards. So I wasn't super enthralled by that selling point, but what they didn't tell you is that every individual car, it's not a linear roller coaster. Every individual car spins and pivots as it's going through the track. So it's just kind of rotating you around, almost like you're in orbit. And this track is winding and it's got corkscrews and your car is slowly kind of spinning. It's super disorienting. It's really cool. There's a lot of awesome projections in the ride. The ride is jam-packed with Easter eggs from Guardians of the Galaxy. It is super fun, and it really was the only ride I've rode at Disney that just completely blew me away. Genuinely felt like I was floating, flying, something like that, and that kind of adrenaline rush is not typical of me because I'm kind of like a roller coaster aficionado. I don't know why I winked. That ride actually had me speechless and mind blown. I did take a picture of myself on accident as I left the ride, just kind of like my phone was out and I was trying to get all my stuff, and I actually captured like one of my facial expressions leaving the queue. So that's how I looked when I got off, rightfully so. It was pretty awesome. Overall, I give this ride a 10 out of 10. It was immaculate. This ride was the best experience I've ever had. I cannot recommend it enough. If you love Easter egg hunting, if you love MCU lore, you are going to love this ride. That's all from me today. If you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. Until next time.